Long ago, in a vast green jungle filled with tall trees and flowing rivers, there lived many animals, dear: monkeys, birds, elephants, and rabbits. The jungle was beautiful, but the animals were not happy. They lived in fear of Rudra, the greedy tiger. Rudra was the strongest and most feared animal in the jungle. He was large, with bright orange fur and sharp claws that could tear anything apart. But Rudra was not just strong, he was also cruel. He did not like to hunt for his food every day, so he forced the animals to bring him food instead. "If you don't bring me one animal every day," Rudra growled, "I will hunt all of you." The animals were helpless. They did not want to lose their lives, so they decided that every day one animal would go to Rudra's cave to be his meal. It was unfair, but no one dared to say no to the mighty tiger. Days and weeks passed. One by one, different animals went to Rudra's cave, never to return. The jungle became quieter and sadder. The animals knew they had to find a way to stop the greedy tiger, but no one knew how until a small rabbit named Mintu came up with a clever plan. Mintu was the youngest and smallest of the rabbits, but he was also the smartest. Unlike the other animals, who were only afraid of Rudra's strength, Mintu believed that intelligence was more powerful than strength. One evening, when it was the rabbit's turn to send an animal to the tiger, the elders chose Mintu. The rabbits were heartbroken, for they loved little Mintu, but he did not seem afraid at all. Instead, he smiled and said, "Do not worry. I will not let Rudra harm me or anyone else again." The other rabbits were confused. "What do you mean?" asked an old rabbit. Mintu replied, "I have a plan. Trust me." The next morning, instead of rushing to Rudra's cave, Mintu took his time. He hopped slowly through the jungle, stopping to drink water, sniff the flowers, and watch the birds. Hours passed, and he still had not reached Rudra's cave. Back in the cave, Rudra was growing impatient. He roared loudly, shaking the trees with his anger. "Where is my food today?" he bellowed. "If the animals do not follow my orders, I will punish them all." Finally, just before sunset, Mintu arrived, hopping carefully to the entrance of the cave. "You are late?" Rudra growled, his eyes glowing with fury. "I was about to hunt the whole jungle myself." Mintu, though small, did not tremble. Instead, he bowed and said, "I am sorry, great tiger. I was on my way early in the morning, but something terrible happened." Rudra narrowed his eyes. "Something terrible?" he asked. "What could be more terrible than me?" Mintu pretended to shiver and spoke in a trembling voice. "Another tiger stopped me, mighty Rudra. He said he is stronger and more powerful than you. He claimed he is the real king of the jungle and that you are weak. He even took my brothers and sisters away." Rudra's eyes widened. "Another tiger?" he roared. "In my jungle?" Mintu nodded quickly. "Yes, and he is hiding in a deep well. He said that if you are truly strong, you must face him." Rudra was furious. "No one is stronger than me," he roared. "Take me to this tiger at once." Mintu smiled secretly and led the greedy tiger deep into the jungle. The sun was setting and the shadows grew long. The birds chirped loudly as if they were warning Rudra, but he did not listen. His pride was too big. After walking for a long time, Mintu finally led Rudra to an old well hidden among the trees. "There, mighty tiger." Mintu pointed at the well. "The other tiger is inside. He is waiting for you." Rudra crept toward the well and looked inside. The water was clear, and in it he saw a tiger looking back at him. He did not realize it was just his own reflection. The tiger in the well looked just as angry as Rudra. When Rudra growled, The tiger in the water growled back. When Rudra bared his sharp teeth, the tiger in the water did the same. Rudra's anger boiled over. "How dare you challenge me?" he roared, and with all his might, he jumped straight into the well to fight his enemy. As soon as Rudra jumped in, there was a loud splash. The cold water swallowed him instantly. He tried to climb out, but the walls of the well were too slippery. No matter how much he clawed and kicked, he could not escape. Mintu peered into the well and said, "Goodbye, mighty Rudra. You have fallen into your own greed and foolishness." Rudra roared in desperation, but it was no use. The water became still, and soon there was no sound at all. Mintu hopped back to the jungle and gathered all the animals. "Rudra is gone," he announced. "The jungle is free once more." At first, the animals could not believe it. How can such a small rabbit defeat a mighty tiger? The elephant asked in wonder. Mintu smiled and replied, "Strength is not everything. A clever mind is more powerful than sharp claws." The animals cheered and celebrated all night. They were finally free from fear, thanks to the courage and intelligence of a small rabbit. From that day on, Mintu was known as the wisest animal in the jungle, and his story was told for generations to come.